Most people have the capacity to learn and perform at much higher levels than they typically show up and bring every day. We know that human beings have incredible ability, and yet for some reason we only bring some small portion of that to work every day. It's amazing how many people leaders that I run into who have really good intent, and often when they step into a new role, they have this vision about how they're going to manage their team, and then the realities of the world coming at them so fast just slam them, one thing after another, and they look back and go, oh my goodness, I didn't do any of what I thought I might be doing, and I thought my role was to grow and develop these people, and I'm finding time just barely to talk to them. Giving those who need to coach a comfort that they can do it with ease and do it in short time, so they find themselves more likely to get to it. It's really simple to learn, and it's very, very simple to use. You pull out your card or your thing, go, oh, I'm actually prepared to have a coaching conversation. I just need to follow this and ask these questions, and it'll work. That's the beauty of this thing. I mean, there's been so much thought into these particular questions. You don't have to remember it. You don't have to learn the model and go, oh my goodness, I've got to think about how I'm going to do this coaching. No, you pull your card or your pad out of your drawer and you go. So you don't need to know a lot. You don't have to remember anything. It's all here for you, and there'll be one other pad that we're going to give you to work from today. So if you end up bringing this into your organization, you get these tools and you don't have to learn a lot. InsideOut Coaching really looks at, if we want them to get to point B, what are the things they might be willing to do to get to point B, as opposed to things I think they should do. And we look for a broad list of things that they potentially might be able to do, and then try and understand, of those things, what might they be most motivated to do to begin with. So what we're drawing on is their natural inclination to propel them to where you want them to go. As I've started to use this methodology in my life, both with clients and my own personal life as I'm dealing with folks that I need to provide coaching to, I find that it consistently gets me results. So it's not only easy, but I find that almost every single time I use it, I get to someplace much better than I might have, depending on my wits and experience to get through a coaching conversation. It's your ability to bring focus that reduces interference, and vice versa. Your ability to remove interference is what allows you to bring focus. Dealing with those nightmare circumstances where you have folks that are either unwilling or unaware, and yet you need to provide them with coaching. How do you get them into the coaching conversation so it's a useful conversation, as opposed to them digging in their heels and just staying pat? I'd much rather soothe that person so they become a more rational human being. And I'm looking to reduce their interference so that it enables me to get in a better conversation. It's something that can be transparent to those being coached. You know how often in coaching circumstances, people feel that when a coaching interaction is on the horizon, they feel at some level that the coaching is going to be something done to them. And I'd much rather that they look at the process and go, I know exactly what's going to be involved, even if I'm the person being coached. So I step into it with far more ease, knowing ahead of time that this should be fairly simple and fairly enjoyable. I'm going to say that of all the coaching methodologies I've run across, this one is particularly good at leading those who are to be coached into coaching interactions where they come in with relative ease. Most of you know, whether you've been on the side of an interaction where you are the coach or you're receiving coaching, that often, the week before, the night before, some of you are in a bit of a cold sweat thinking about, oh, if I'm going to be the coach, will they take my coaching in the spirit intended? Will they be upset? Will they cry? Will they be worried about their jobs? You have all these, what ifs going through your mind. And part of this is about reducing the yuck for the coach, but it's also for those on the other side of it who are going, do they understand my good intent, my loyalty to this company, all the good work I've done, and all the interference they have stepping into coaching interaction? And it allows people to step into the interaction no matter what side of the coin they're on with relative ease, going, I'm expecting this to be a good thing. If they've had an experience of this kind of methodology, at least on one occasion, they'll go, wow, it was relatively painless and actually served me, and I think it's something I'd enjoy doing.